just want someone to help you reach that stage where other ladies are. So what does it mean to choose a life companion?
Yeah, a very important question. And I like that, a life companion.
Yeah.
You know, you can be so used to abuse that you are also unconsciously attaching yourself to someone who can abuse you and you feel it is okay.
So beyond love and attraction, what
Yes.
else can we look for while choosing a life partner?
Love and tall, dark, and handsome. Beyond that, abuse has no excuse. Abuse is abuse. Yeah, that is already a red flag. They may apologize and say it will never happen again. But once you are in...
So sometimes for the ones who have rushed into marriages, then the unwanted pregnancy, then maybe the relationship is coming to an end. So what's your advice on this woman who is maybe feeling like she's going to get rid of that pregnancy so that she can start a new life? Hello, everyone, and welcome to Resilient Voices, a podcast powered by Keska, where we amplify lived experiences and a vision of caregivers across Kenya and beyond. Here, we dive into stories that matters, conversations that inspires, and truths that spark change. I am your host, Veronica, and today's topic is one that touches many lives but is rarely unpacked among caregivers: marital welfare. Especially, we'll be talking about building healthy relationship, coping with pain after rejection, and many others. To navigate this important and sensitive topic, I am joined here by Grace, a psychology, a fellow caregiver, and one who has not only walked this journey of marriage, but also mentors others into building healthy relationship. So Grace, karibu sana Resilient Voices. Kindly just introduce yourself to our viewers.
Yes, thank you. Thank you so much, Veronica. I am glad to be here.
Yes.
Thank you that I could be part of this conversation, even as you've rightfully introduced me.
Yeah.
I'm Grace Gashagwa, a trained and practicing social worker and counselor. And I have a bias of working with people with lived experience, either in the children's homes, helping them to get back to their families, and also helping them adjust after care. So thank you very much. And yes, I'm also a caregiver who has walked the journey and also in marriage for the last 30 years. So thank you. Thank you so much. I hope to share my experience and expertise to help others in this journey.
It's such
Thank
a
you.
pleasure to have you here. So before we start, I'm actually going to read out a certain concept so that we may know some insight of what we are going to talk about in our topic.
All right.
So for many caregivers, relationship and marriages can be both a dream and a difficult path. Research shows that individuals who grew up in alternative care often face challenges forming long-term, trusting relationship due to early experiences of abandonment, attachment disruption, or lack of role models in healthy relationship. So studies from Care Perform Network across Africa have shown that some caregivers, especially young women, may view this as an escape route, a way to find security, belonging, or relief from difficult, independent living situation. Sadly, this sometimes leads to rushed or unhealthy relationship. And I think we're just going to start from there. This point of especially young women may view this as an escape route. They may view marriage as an escape route. So what is your take on that? This young woman from care who doesn't know where to start from, but is only thinking about marriage. Yeah.
Wow. Thank you for that. Yeah. A very innate need for every human being is a need to be loved, a need to belong, a need to identify. Yeah. And caregivers are people who have missed that because of the environment that they have grown in because of the multiple attachments, because of a very structured way of life, and whereby they were not able to receive love, individual love. More, it was more group. And remember, the people who work in care are the ones who are employed. So at the end of the day, much as we are not demonizing the care system, much as those working there tried to do their best, we want to accept that it is not easy to love all those children. And so this makes the women or the girls that we are talking about also really lacking this, but even the men also lacking that sense of belonging, sense of being loved. Yeah. And so what happens to the next thing when you get someone who tells you I love you, you're like, that is what you jump to.
Yeah.
And you see someone is jumping there and probably has not healed. So that calls for healing. Healing, walking your journey, healing the wounds, the trauma that you went through, being whole and getting into a relationship also whole. Because when you're not whole, you get into a relationship with expectations that cannot be met. Remember, you may get in expecting that this partner will heal your wounds. We don't know where that partner has also come from. And probably they don't understand the depth of your wounds. So when you jump to that and view it as an escape route, you get in not as an equal partner, but subordinate. And this person may take advantage. Take advantage of you. But when you heal and you're whole, then you go in as an equal partner, relating as a whole person to a whole person and forming an intimate relationship. So that may be a bit sad that it happens, but it is coming out of the sense of wanting to belong, to be loved, and to be cared for, that they didn't get at an early age. So it's a compensation. Yes.
And we sometimes find ourselves rushing into a relationship. And we always have some factors. And one of them is always the peer pressure. Maybe you see, for the women, you see other women enjoying life out there, going for vacations. And when you have a talk with them, they're like, it's my man who is doing this. So you rush into marriage because you're seeing other ladies are enjoying. Then there is loneliness. I just want someone to be with me. Then you haven't accepted your current situation. You just want someone to help you reach that stage where other ladies are. So what does it mean to choose a life companion?
A very important question. And I like that, a life companion. Because this is not a relationship that you want to get in today and leave tomorrow. So like what we have just said, first heal, then get into, don't be pushed by peer pressure. Also have your own priorities and say, this is the pathway that I am taking. I'd want maybe to finish education, to get a job and do all this. And remember, sometimes it is just a facade of what we see. What we see people enjoying may not be the real thing. But that said, when you're looking for a life partner, there are many things to look at. Someone that accepts you as you are. So what is this person accepting, for example? By the time you're getting into that intimate relationship, does this person know who you are? Do you know who this other person is? What are your values? And for a caregiver, that may be an issue. Because if you have not walked that path of healing and you have not walked a path of defining yourself and saying that I am Veronica, this is who I am, and this is what I love. These are my values. And the other person is coming up and saying, this is who I am. These are my values. Just being very open and honest. So getting that, being able to define yourself, being able to accept yourself, being able to love yourself with your story, with your background, having gone through care, yeah, and being unapologetically you will help people, the other person to love you and accept you. Because you have accepted the whole of you, not some parts. Yeah, so being authentic is very, very important. And also, when you do the healing work, one of the things that it will help you with, it will help you not to trauma bond. You know, you can be so used to abuse that you are also unconsciously attaching yourself to someone who can abuse you and you feel it is okay. Yeah. But when you have walked through the journey, you can be able to say, no, no, no. I know that is abuse. So that one, I am not settling for it. Yeah. That you can even be able to put it on the table, even as you begin that journey, and be able to say, this one, for me, it is a no-no. And your husband to be would be able to say, okay, we are accepting that. Yeah. Yeah, yeah.
So if I may ask, what is the first initiative that one can take after care? Because many just say after care, you just get yourself a life partner, you get into marriage. So what is the first thing you're supposed to do? You have no one to help you out there. You are on your own.
You're on your own, yeah. Wow, that's an interesting question, quite wide, but very, very important. Yeah, but I would still say start your own healing journey. Yeah.
Where?
Where do you start?
Yes.
Where do you start? First, by acknowledging, being self-aware that when you went through care, you went through hurt. You went before care, during care, and even after care. Even maybe the way you were just told by the children's home that your time is over.
Yeah.
Maybe it wasn't also in a friendly way. You were not prepared.
You are now old enough to take care of
You
yourself.
are now old enough.
Go.
Yeah. And it has hurt you. Just accepting that this really hurt me. This and this hurt me. This and this hurt me. But it doesn't have to define me.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then being able now to deal with your trauma. Recognizing first, naming it, accepting it, and saying as it is. Don't mask. Be authentic. And say, this is where I hurt. Yeah? And this is what I felt. And then after that, you're like, okay, now, yeah, I am self-aware that I'm hurting, that this did happen to me. So what else do I do? What are the next steps to healing? There are several pathways to healing. You can journal, check in yourself. You're saying, okay, today this is what I'm feeling. Oh, by the way, I'm feeling lonely. You've mentioned lonely. Yeah, why am I feeling lonely? You're able to say, okay, probably it's because I don't have connections. And I've come out here and I've locked myself. I don't want anyone to know about me. I don't want to connect. I don't know even how to connect. Yeah. Then when you do those check-ins, you are able to know where the work begins. You can journal your feelings. You can also still seek professional counseling. You can join support groups like now Keska. You get like-minded people who have gone through that. Not for you to stay in a pity party, but for you to be able to help each other to rise. And then be able to feel, okay, all these experiences are not just me. There are others who went through them. And there's a language that you can talk, that another caregiver can understand. But maybe someone who has not gone through care may not even understand. But when you go there, there's no shame in peer support. Yeah, your voices matter. And being able to tell each other, give each other support and say, we can move on despite that. Also remaining positive about life, and also having at the tail end about also gratitude along the way. Are you able to still see good things out of life? Are you able to count your blessings? Yeah. Yeah.
Fascinating.
Yeah.
So, beyond love and attraction, what
Yes.
else can we look for while
Yeah.
choosing a life partner?
Love and tall, dark, and handsome. Beyond that, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. You have your values. Everyone they have their own values, but we can say there are those that are bare minimums, irreducible, like honesty, faithfulness. Huh? Yeah. Openness is still almost the same. Yeah. Also, you are looking for someone that you can agree. You cannot have come from care and you are accepting also someone who is shutting you down. In care, remember, no, not much emotions were expressed, isn't it? If at all it was there. So would you like to be in the same kind of situation where you're still progressing with the same? So you'd also want a person that you can communicate, someone that you can sort out conflict. Yeah, because one of the things you will find that also is a side effect of being in care is that you cannot solve conflict well. Yeah, we become very, very subtle in how we solve conflict, and mostly sometimes it is avoided. Why? That social skill was not in care on how you solve conflict. Because if someone wronged you, you are told, don't sort it out. Go to the caregiver.
Yeah.
The caregiver does it for you, isn't it? Yeah, so by the time you become old enough, you have not gotten those skills. But then you realize that in life, that conflicts are inevitable and they need to be sorted. So also being aware that you are not you're not going the same route that you didn't like, but you're also looking out. You're so aware of yourself that you're looking out for someone who will not propagate abuse, who will not propagate shutting you down, but it is somewhere you can share yourself and just be loved, even in spite and despite where your history. Yeah. Yeah, so you look at those values that you as a person would like to continue with them. Yeah.
What about money?
Money, yeah. Yeah, there's the issue of money. Yeah. Some of the issues that really come in, they bring conflict in marriage, includes money, financial. How do you manage finances?
Yeah.
Can you imagine in care, maybe those skills were not picked because donations were brought. The administration went and did shopping and brought things.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now you're here in a relationship. How do you navigate finances? Because those are things generally in a relationship that are very key. Finances. How do you deal with in-laws? You have your in-laws. In-laws may be those siblings that you grew up with. In-laws from your husband's sides, so that you also control your boundaries as individuals and also as a couple. The issue of finances, the issues of faith. Yeah, what are you agreeing on issues of faith? Yeah, that is also very, very important. Because how do two work together if they don't agree? Then I like putting the third one because of the fourth one, because of this technology, the technological age we are living, the phone. How do we agree on the phone? Because the phones are good, but they make or break, isn't it?
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. So also those things, it's good to agree on all those things because they will be there. They will come. We cannot avoid them. But how do we navigate? So starting the conversation from the beginning. And you see, the importance of healing is that you will not be too desperate to run into this relationship because you want to belong. You want to be somewhere. But if you'll have walked your own journey, you'll have your head high and be able to say, okay, yes, I love you. You love me, I love you. Can we talk about finances? Can we talk about in-laws? Can we talk about this? And also you'll give yourself time and go through the process, including premarital counseling, that will also help you to talk those things out as a couple.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. And we have got some red flags that
Yes.
we do ignore. As for some of us, do ignore them in relationship just because we do not want to lose the connection.
Wow.
Yeah. So, what are some of the red flags that one should not ignore while in a relationship?
Yeah, that's a good one, yeah? You see, when you're coming from a place of healing, yeah, and heart, you may see red flags. One of them could be the lack of open communication, accountability. Yeah, someone is not able to tell you, like now we have phones, I'm getting late. Yeah, but you start saying it's normal. When someone is not accountable for the time, for the money, that is a red flag. Yeah. Not accountable even with the phone, that is already a red flag. Yeah. When another red flag is when you get into a disagreement, a conflict. How does this person sort out the conflict? Do they raise a hand? Do they raise a voice? And then blame you for that? Yeah. Abuse has no excuse. Abuse is abuse. Yeah. That is already a red flag. They may apologize and say it will never happen again. But once you are in, it happens again and again. Yeah.
We have these men who they don't apologize. Maybe they've done something wrong. They don't apologize. You just feel the way you are feeling. They let the situation be like that.
Yes.
Yeah. So is that also a red flag?
That is a red flag because what does it tell you? Is that your feelings do not matter. What you say does not matter. It is about them. Yeah? So even that one is also a red flag. Wanting to take lead without consulting. Yeah? Not asking for, just sharing information is also a red flag because that is bordering dictating of how things would go. So when you see that, that is also a red flag. That doesn't mean that someone will not change, but it is good to address it as early as it is possible. Yeah. Talk about also communication. If someone is not communicating, yeah, that could be a red flag. Yeah. But
what if they're busy somewhere?
Yeah. But if it could be also an aspect of upbringing, but also it is good to be. And you see, the importance of being whole is that you'll be able to say, I feel hurt. I feel worried that you're not communicating this. You see? Yeah, you can be able to still put in your values in a very good way and be able to say, this is what I expect. Yeah.
And sometimes after a breakup, we always tend to rush into another relationship, not because we love them as our partners, but because we just want to fill that void in us.
Yes.
Yeah. So what can you say on that?
Wow. After breakup. You see, a breakup is a rejection. Remember, caregivers have gone through maybe multiple rejections.
Yeah, from way back.
Yeah, even just being in care. And then later, you go in care, you get multiple caregivers. It is also a kind of rejection in the mind of a child. Now, what happens? When you're in care, when one staff was sacked or left because of a better job, what would happen? Another staff would be brought in. So, in the mind of a child, that is a way of life. So you get growing thinking that is the way of life.
Yeah, people come
and go.
Yeah.
So we are ameenda. This one has come and has gone, and it is okay. You move to another. You've not healed. You see, also. So you can also still attract those people if you have not healed. People who reject you, people who they come into your life and leave. You see, and you think it is okay. Yeah? So very, very important to also address that. That in case, and life happens. If there is a rejection, it is always good to wait for some time to heal, to be able to address what are those issues that made me not go on with this relationship. It can be abuse. Yes, you'll stand with your head high and say, I will not entertain abuse. And you address that. Yeah? You don't apportion blame. Huh? You don't carry the blame all your life. You look at the matter as it is abuse, and I'm not going to entertain abuse. And that's it. Forgive yourself, forgive the other person, look for ways of healing, and then move on to another relationship. Because it is very easy to mirror the same in the next relationship. Because you could be posing also as someone who's so desperate. Yeah. Someone who's very desperate, so clingy, so dependent that you're not showing any sign of being able to stand on your own. And so that is also taken advantage of.
So how can someone heal and bounce back after rejection?
After rejection, yeah. Very, very important. I've just said still the steps. Yeah, the steps of accepting. Please accept the pain. Just say, I am hurting. I have been rejected. Do your own work of healing. That would mean sometimes walking through your childhood and finding what are these repeated patterns that are coming. Yeah? Seeking for professional help, seeking for spiritual help, and being able to break the cycle. Yeah? And then you are able to look at it squarely. Yeah? We talk about owning our story. Owning the story is you are accepting even your mistakes. You are accepting your highs, you are accepting your lows. You are looking at it squarely and saying, okay, yeah, there I went wrong. But will I sit in that mud of just being wrong? No. I can pick up myself, forgive myself, and forgive others. And be able to move on and look at life positively. And being able to say, that will not define me. It feels hard. I'm hurt. I'm disappointed. But there's still a lot in life for me as a person. Yeah.
So how can caregivers build a lasting and healthy relationship without remembering their past traumas?
With self? Yeah, with self, the healing pathway is very, very important. I cannot stop emphasizing on that. Once you heal and you have a relationship with you, you come to terms and with peace with your past. That is what happened. I was abandoned. Whoever abandoned me, I've never set my eyes on. But can you be able even to forgive that person who abandoned you? In their absence or in their presence, and they're not apologizing. And they're saying, you got education, you got food, you got all that. But you know, in your heart of hearts, what you needed most was connection. What you needed most was a motherly love, was being with those siblings, yeah, having an identity. But this person is not able to see that. But can you forgive them even if they don't ask for forgiveness? Yeah. So once you're able to walk that path and you start relating with yourself, with the whole of yourself, the good, the bad, and the ugly, I like calling them that, and just saying, okay, it happened. Yeah, you've gone through the healing work. You are not denying any part of it, but you're saying, I am moving on. Yes, that happened. I feel bad, but I have gone through the healing work, and here I am. Can I move on as me as Grace, even before I'm attached to another person? And once you have that relationship, good relationship with you through the healing, it also helps us to connect with a supreme power. Yeah. because you start looking at the supreme power. For my case, I'll talk about God. As someone who created me and did not create trash. Once I'm able to connect with me, connect with God, then I can connect with others and be able to be confident of who I am and know that my story matters. My healing is, my pain is valid, and I am able to move beyond this. It does not define me. Yeah. So that is so, so important.
Yeah, I remember back then, after I was done with my Form 4, actually, when you say about healing, it took me a while, by the way, to heal from the things that I went through. More so after high school.
Yeah.
You undergo a lot of challenges, but you do not have someone to talk to.
Yes.
So like when you said you heal, it will take a while.
It will take.
I also remember sometimes you could, after I had challenges, after I was done with my high school, you could post something online, maybe a quote or a Bible verse. But for them, they misquote it as if you are targeting them. So at times they screenshot and post them on WhatsApp group, saying, you see the way she's talking to us, she's typing such nonsense on WhatsApp. So yeah, it was actually horrible by then. But at least I moved on from that through reading some books and actually talking to some mentors.
Wow.
Yeah.
That is also very key. Talking to mentors.
Yeah.
Yeah, and just being comfortable with who you are. People may talk, but you know what you are and what you mean. You know, yeah, just also being confident of yourself. Yeah, talk to mentors, connecting. Yeah, all that will help you.
So, what is the right age to now start having children?
Wow.
Because when we rush into marriage, we are being pressured. We need to have a child, but at that time you do not have any finances.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, what I'd like to say about that, it's not a blanket cover. It's not one size fitting all. And also, you can imagine people get into marriage at different ages. Yeah. But also being able to be assertive in a respectful way and be able to say, this is what I feel, and then have a discussion with your partner is also very, very important. Also, because we've said that healing is a journey, relationships are also a journey. And part of the journey is what we've talked about, we've spoken into premarital counseling. Even in those sessions, you can be able to talk about that. Children, how many do you want? How many are you agreeing on? When? And all that. Yeah, so that it speaks to you as Veronica. It also speaks to your partner. Yeah, so that you are not probably 25, your partner is already 40, and so he's looking at his retirement, for example, and saying, I'm retiring in the next 20 years. So I need by then our children to be through with education.
Yeah.
So, when you get into communication, you get to understand where is this person coming from. Yeah, that they are saying they want a child now. Yeah, but also being aware of what is happening. Yeah, for example, we are told that women after a certain age, it is not very easy to conceive, and if you conceive, you may get a child who has challenges. So medically, what is there? So that we are also open to learn. Yeah, what does it mean if then I'm using the family planning pills or whatever for the next 5 years? What does it mean after 5 years and I want to get a child? Yeah, so that you have some open communication. But just like I've said, it's not one size fitting all, because there are the age factors, there are the financial factors, there are also preferences of the two individuals. Then can those two people come and agree that, yes, you want this, me, I want this. What is best for all of us? Yeah, but also that calls for someone to be assertive. Yeah. How can you be assertive if you have not healed? Being assertive is being able to say it respectfully. Not now. I'm requesting that we have this conversation because I feel that I am ready when I'm in 2 years' time. Yeah.
Now, just back to our childhood traumas, how do
Yes.
they affect our relationship as adults? Those silent messages of you're not wanted.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, moving from one home to another. Yeah, the abandonment. Yeah.
Yeah. That one plays out even in our other relationships much later in life. They come in very subtle ways, not being wanted, not being loved, not being needed, not worth, esteem issues, connection issues. You are like abandonment issues, depression. You're like looking at this person and thinking they're going to abandon me. We call it abandonment anxiety. They go, they are late. You think that they have abandoned you. And you become very anxious. So it brings out the other issue. You start dealing with anxiety, panic attacks. And when you look back at it, it is only because of what happened to your childhood. You see, connecting. You can either overconnect or underconnect. You go to either extremes. One is you're preventing yourself from getting hurt because you have gone through multiple connections, multiple attachments. So you're saying, this one, so that he doesn't leave me, let me not connect authentically. So the person also feels, because every human being wants to connect. Or you are connecting in such a disturbing way, you are too clingy, too dependent, and this person feels uncomfortable. But when you walk through the healing journey, then you are able to come into a balance. Yeah. Because marriage does not mean that you forget yourself. Marriage means that you are so aware of yourself and you're also aware of the other person. Yeah.
So how can women assert their boundaries when they are not ready to have children yet?
Yeah. Just like I've said, it is communication. Yeah.
What if the in-laws are pressurizing their son?
Yeah.
If she doesn't have a kid, you better look for another wife.
For another wife. And that is why rushing into such intimate relationships may also not be, may not advantage you. But just taking time and knowing your person and being able to speak into these things, because yes, it can be you are waiting, isn't it? You've said you are waiting, but other factors can play out. There are people who are not able to give birth. Yeah. Yeah. So what will happen? So also that will come from your self-worth. Yeah. Are you in that marriage just because of the children? What is your worth? What is your self-worth as Veronica? How do you define your self-worth in that marriage? Because it may be because of children, but you don't get children because of one reason or another. Reasons beyond you, reasons beyond even the doctors. Yeah. So just being able to define yourself and being able to assert in a subtle way. You are able to say, okay, I am not ready now. Can we wait for this time? But also being open to learn what that would mean to your relationship and to other factors like later infertility. Yeah.
So sometimes for the ones who have rushed into marriages, then the unwanted pregnancy, then maybe the relationship is coming to an end. So what's your advice on this woman who is maybe feeling like she's going to get rid of that pregnancy so that she can start a new life? Yeah.
Wow.
Some say because they may give birth to kids that look like the husband.
Wow. Okay, for me, where I stand, I'm pro-life. So looking at such a situation, because maybe I've not gone through it, but I would want to imagine what this person is feeling about. Yeah, but I would also want to look at other pathways of can this person be talked to carry the pregnancy to term through interventions like counseling. And then if they still feel that way, the other pathways, you can give up the child for adoption. Yeah. Instead of getting rid of the child. Because according to the Kenyan law, yeah, and many laws in the world, abortion is illegal, isn't it? And also, given the risks that it may pose to the mother, yeah, and also the values that someone carries, what does it mean about your relationship after that with your supreme power? In our case, we can say God. Yeah, for the person to be able to explore all those, what does it mean if I get rid of this? Yeah, to look at it beyond the self, beyond the here and now, and look at it in the broader sense, and beyond the here and now. Yeah.
Just a quick one. Can there be love after cheating? Maybe one partner, either the woman or the man, has cheated. So is there love after that?
Wow.
After apologizing?
After apologizing. Wow, that's a tough one, because also other things may play out. Yeah. Is this person remorseful or just apologizing for the sake of apologizing? Yeah, we know there are some personalities that we have that they can just apologize for the sake of apologizing, but they are not remorseful. Yeah. But what I would like to say into that is that you listen to your heart. You as Veronica, me as Grace, and be able to say, is this resonating with me? Because you best know your partner. But also having accountability measures after the cheating. Yeah? And not just saying, it will just go. Yeah. But agreeing, okay, this has happened. I am hurt. Talk about it. This one has hurt me. I am disappointed. Yeah? Then if your heart feels that you can go on, then being able to put measures. How do we prevent this later? And also being able to have a voice in that prevention. Can you be more accountable with maybe your phone? Can you be accountable with where you go? Can we say that moving on, there can be, we would want to check in on each other. Where are you? What are you doing? Or if that circumstances, you say it is that circumstance that made you cheat. Yeah? Is it possible to avoid it? If not possible, can you reduce? If is it possible, then in those circumstances, if it is possible, I can be there. Yeah, for example. But also it still calls for spiritual interventions, the prayers. It calls for professional help. Yeah.
Okay. Just as we wind up, what's your advice on a woman? Maybe they've been living with a man for a while, but the man is not treating her right, sorry. But she cannot get out of that relationship because the man has supported her several times.
Wow. So there is abuse, but the lady does not want to leave.
Yeah, because she has been supported.
That is trauma bonding. She's bonding because of... Is she comfortable with the abuse?
She's not comfortable.
She's not comfortable.
She's just staying because of the support she's getting.
Wow. And what is the woman doing with herself?
Nothing.
Yeah. I think it's something to be called out. Yeah, because we know those things turn fatal. And the woman has to be secure and still be able to say, I am leaving. And be able to pick the pieces and be able to move on in terms of also economic, because probably most of it is economic. Yeah. Can she try to do something else? Can she seek support from other people and be able to maybe start a business? Can she do something to be able to be economically empowered, to be able to take care of her life and maybe the life of that child? But honestly, with where we sit now, even as a nation, we've seen a lot of gender-based violence. We've seen a lot of killings of women. It's also happening to the men. But when you look back, it is out of economic dependency that leads people to that. So I would encourage us to be all empowered, yeah, in terms of and to put our hands on whatever that is legitimate that can give us income. It doesn't have to be formal employment. It doesn't have to be a white-collar job. Yeah, but can we start somewhere? And that is why KESCA is also very great as an association, and also associating with other people in church. You can find their women's groups. They are where you can go in, you start giving 10 shillings, 50 shillings, and finally you can get a soft loan and be able to to do the chapatis and the mandazis. And within no time, you are able to take care of your expenses. Yeah. So please connect. I would encourage such a woman to connect, to speak out, and to speak against that violence, and to be able to remove herself and be able to know that life can go on beyond here, beyond this relationship. Yeah.
Thank you so much for your time. It was such an insightful conversation. And just for the final take, you can tell our viewers something on how to build that stronger relationship.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you so much, Veronica. It's been a very good conversation. I hope it's very helpful to our viewers. Yeah, I can, from where I sit, I can still say marriages last. It is possible. It is doable. But first, build a relationship with yourself, a strong relationship. Love yourself. Be you. Yeah. And also have a higher connection with your supreme being. In this case, I'll talk about God. And then, the rest follows. Yeah, it is possible. It is doable. Yeah. Approach it with positivity. Yeah. Please don't go with an already made up mind that it doesn't work, because then it will not work. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you so much. Thank you for watching, and subscribe to Resilient Voices.